Well, test, test, test. All right, we are live. We have an arena game. I have a game here against some players I do not recognize, which makes sense. I am playing early Sunday morning. This player has played quite a bit. Is pretty good, so that's encouraging. Um, this player's played a lot and is not very good. And this player's played not a lot, not very good. So I have first seat. The other good players like right after me. So all of that suggests great things are coming. Um, should be a good game for me. Let's throw out stream announcements quick. Then yeah, we'll see. We'll see how many people show up. You know, early morning on Mother's Day. But okay, card wise, finally here. I see a half-timbered house. I see a milking stool. Both of those things are quite good. I probably should take half-timbered house. I mean, these players are like quite weak, so it's always hard to know if they're weak because they just build too many rooms and don't know how to do anything else, or if they're just weak because they literally don't even know how to like focus on the growth queue. Milking stool is kind of tempting here though, because I think there's like a chance I get animal dealer on the wheel. I think though, like taking skillful renovator with half-timbered house here is pretty good. You build a decent sized house and you get a bunch of wood for it. I mean, Plowmaker also could be very good, but I think I'll go with this. Even a 4-room house with like skillful renovator and half timbered can be pretty good. Not taking the milking stool does make me only slightly sad, but we also get super rewarded for skillful renovator with a mason half timbered. Sleeping quarter is good, but I'm gonna have 5 rooms anyhow. Mining hammer is just 2 free stables because I'm gonna renovate twice. Um, so yeah, this is already great. Getting something like Clayfire back on the wheel here would be nice. Anything to help get some extra like stone for what I'm trying to do could be good. But really the cards kind of suck, so who knows what's gonna come back. But it doesn't really matter. Um, Yeah, so read is a slight issue, admittedly, with this type of plan. I need to build 2 rooms, which costs 4 read. I need to renovate twice, so that's another 2 read, so 6 read, and then I need to read for half timbered. So generating 7 read is quite a bit. I at least get to open the game with reedstone food. I might get to take a lot of early reedstone food because in general weaker players don't take reedstone food enough. So I think there's a good chance I can just get a lot of early read and a lot of early stone, which will be great. Um, yeah. We also see a flail and a steam machine, so if anybody actually has a Potter Ceramics, or if I get past a Potter Ceramics, it looks pretty dreamy, although I'm not sure there's enough clay, although there was a clay deliveryman in the first pack. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is a strong start, like good opening hand here. Um, I mean, like having a lot of wood to like even if I build 2 wood rooms this game, I inject a bunch of wood with skillful renovator after renovating twice. So like I don't really have to worry about taking a lot of wood. I can get the wood off of renovating and then build rooms. Um, we'll see what the rest of the cards give me. I don't have a lot of crop support yet, so this very well could be a game where I fence big and plow very little, but also now I have infinite wood if I want it. Also a master builder. Wow, Jesus. I mean, master builder with mason and half timbered is like incredibly alluring. Also, I'm a pretty big fan of like storehouse keeper though for some extra food. And a grain source. So this is a little tricky because I said I want to take. I do need to take a lot of reed, and I'm hoping to take a lot of reedstone food. This is also very good. There's also slight possibilities manservant could be okay this game. The wood cart is a little awkward with some of these cards, just because I don't necessarily need to play some of them early, but wood cart can still be very strong. Otherwise, butter churn is like always okay. Hard porcelain is also okay as a way to generate extra stone, but I'm very tempted to just take storehouse keeper here. I might even take Storehouse Keeper and just play it first action of the game, ignore Reedstone Food. And especially if I take the Woodcart, because then I can push towards Ox and Woodcart early. I don't know if that's a good enough game plan. Also, skipping Master Builder here is maybe just wrong. I mean, Master Builder is just a 4-point Ock at the end of the game for me because of Half Timbered. Which is maybe just better and more flexible than having to worry about anything else. Also, do I really want to feed off ovens this game? I kind of do want to feed off ovens this game, right? I said there's a steam machine and a flail. So, like, doing a lot of grain stuff is actually pretty strong here, though, if I'm able to feed off that. Plus, I might get something like Scythe Worker back, which Scythe Worker actually makes the whole baking and getting grain out faster pretty good too. I don't know. I'm gonna go for the Storehouse Keeper Woodcart, but like the Master Builder might be the right pick. Letting somebody else have Master Builder's awkward because somebody else might try to build a million rooms. But hey, good morning. Thanks so much for the Prime sub. That's awesome. Really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, I don't know about the Storehouse Keeper, but I think I am gonna open the game Storehouse Keeper. I think that's just what I'm gonna do. Wow, boy. Okay. I love Plow Driver. Love Plow Driver, but it's a little awkward here. Trying to do a 4-room Plow Driver is tough. Also, I sort of want to plow earlier if I get flail. Although, which of these other ox do I want? I mean, layabout occasionally is okay, but the rest of these occupations I don't really care about. I'm already gonna have a 5-room house, and I definitely should get fences up. So, like, I don't really need hide farmer. I think this is take plow driver. Oh, also muckrake is actually a decent number of points here too. I could go for unfenced stables, but I love milk jug too much. Milk jug's too much food, and then plow driver's just there's ways that plow driver works great. Thanks for the regular. I mean, I don't know I don't know exactly how regular these early morning Agricola streams are going to be. Obviously, today and yesterday I have some, but this weekend I'm just chilling. But like next weekend I'm busy, and usually this is when I'm starting work. So, but it's fun to get these ones in here when I can. But yeah. Milk Jug is great, obviously. A good amount of extra food in the end of the game. Also, there is a milking stool, so and an animal dealer, so like people should want to take the single cow pretty badly. So I think Milk Jug's just gonna be a ton of food, which is great. I'm gonna have a big family. Hopefully, I'm gonna need a lot of food. I don't super have food figured out at the moment. Like Storehouse Keeper might be a good amount of food, but like not a guarantee. The only awkward thing about taking Plow Driver here, now that I think about it, is that this Woodcart is still looking very dubious. Because, like, outside of Storehouse Keeper, I don't really have early game ox. I'm still okay playing Skillful Renovator in order to hit Woodcart. I don't hate that, because, like, the tempo is not awful, but playing Mason or Plow Driver in order to hit Woodcart would be pretty dubious, I think. Both of those cards, like playing a card early in order to unlock Woodcart, and then having that card not do anything until like round 11 or 12 is a little rough. Skillful Renovator, I don't hate as much because I'm gonna play it, but I'm probably renovating to clay in like stage 3 or something if things go according to plan. I forgot there was an oven firing boy in the game that also like could make the store. Oven firing boy, woodcart, storehouse keeper stuff is fun, but this probably is just paper maker with a woodcart. Paper maker with a woodcart is totally legit. Um, I also don't hate clay deliverman here, but this is actually a lot of food that I've been talking about not necessarily having, and yeah. Yeah, this is pretty good with woodcart. I don't hate adding extra clay to the game, but all right. Ravenous Hunger I don't think is awful because I actually have a grain source, but Well, I don't need mini pasture. I should just play horse-drawn boat, right? With a wood cart, the wood cost isn't as punitive. I'm planning to have 3 ox early anyhow, and this is just like a lot of food and a lot of sheep. Yeah, I think that's got to be the play. Got to be the play. We do get clay fire back, so I think that's great. Clay fire gives me a little clay, and it gives me the ability to generate extra stone potentially. So all of that is good. Cube cutter is always a cute idea with wood cart, like turn your extra wood into points, but it's still so much food. Um, I think I do take Steam Machine. Steam Machine works for Storehouse Keeper, and like grain and baking plans, which isn't 100% what I want to do, but it might be what I want to do. And I think it's more useful to me. Like it's more useful to have that option to go on a baking path. Uh, So yeah, I think the game plan is okay. I'm never playing Wall Builder. I mean, Wall Builder's cute. The Master Builder didn't come back, by the way, so that's a bummer. But I'm okay taking Conjure here. Conjure is like having a slight extra second grain source is like fine. I'm never playing Herring Pot then, so I'll take Acorns on the off chance I actually get too much read. Which I'm probably not getting too much read, but maybe I get a million Reedstone food actions. I don't know. That's the dream here is still to just spam Reedstone food. But the game plan is play Storehouse Keeper early, then play Paper Maker, then play Skillful Renovator to unlock an early woodcart, take some early Reedstone foods, play woodcart early, get woodcart rolling, build rooms, hopefully grow. Don't even super need Skillful Renovator with woodcart, admittedly, but whatever. We can just have a ton of wood. I mean, we're gonna build 2 wood rooms. A lot of our miners cost a good amount of wood. We can do stuff. So we're actually gonna open the game with Ak. Storehouse Keeper is definitely a little dubious because Reedstone food could get taken highly, but given these two are weaker rated, I think there's a decent chance this works out well. So major minor flips early, so I could take 2 clay for a fireplace, but I think I'm just taking 2 wood here on the wheel. We see an early pet lover, so somebody might be trying to fight me for ovens. That also adds more animals and more food to the game, so all of that seems okay. With more animals getting added to the game, it's tempting to think about just doing fireplace stuff. But I just don't really need a fireplace, I think, with Paper Maker and hopefully getting a bunch of Reedstone foods. Like, I don't know. I'm just not going to commit to caring about fireplace. I'm just going to go for the wood. Staying start player would be dreamy, but I kind of doubt it. But that's the hope. But um, one other thing I feel about weaker players is again they often like to start player. They often don't like. They feel like they don't like to be in last, and in particular in these early rounds, I think people just don't like to take day labor and plowing, even though those are pretty good actions. So classic private forest. I don't I don't love it, but at least their occupation gives them food. The biggest issue with private forest is like they have no food. So taking a grain is slightly worrying. Feeding off of a clay oven is looking increasingly dubious. Just because everybody else has grain. But also teal can't play occupations now. Teal being unable to play occupations is not great for them. I am taking Reedstone food grain. Otherwise, I'm ocking. Those are my goals, right? My goals in this opening are to take as much Reedstone food as possible and get to 3 occupations fast for a woodcart. So, and we do get Reedstone food grain. Amazing, excellent, blah, 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 blah. It's everything I want. Boom. This is what we want. I would love to get occupation back, but I think that's pretty unlikely, so I'm probably just taking 2 wood. probably just taking another 2 wood action here. But if I get occupation, it's easy. Play paper maker. Plowmaker was one of the better cards I passed, so it makes sense that red kept it. Playing Plowmaker early though is interesting. Like you don't necessarily get a lot of value with this early Plowmaker, so I would love to get occupation here. It would be amazing, but purple should play on occupation, but they passed on free ock in order to take wood, and they're going to start player. So yeah, this is they took the grain from milking place. Excellent. Excellent. Everything's coming up Team Us. We're getting the actions we want. They're starting for us. They got rid of their grain, so they're not actually fighting for a clay oven. Yeah. This is good. Wow, chicken coop from red instead of fireplace. I mean, early chicken coop is so much food, but they have no room parts. They're not going to get reed because I'm taking reedstone food in front of them. I mean, I guess they could get 2 reed in round 4, but also there's 4 wood on the board. Look at that. I don't care about 4 wood though. Reedstone food grain is too good. I'm absolutely taking reedstone food grain. I mean, the wood stacks are nice, but I just reedstone food grain is the best action imaginable. So I take reedstone food grain, and then I take like 3 wood on the wheel, or I play an ock. The occupation I'm playing, I think, is Skillful Renovator. I don't really think I need Conjurer. My opponents are taking dubious clay actions. 4 wood is very tempting here, but reedstone food grain's too good. Too good to ignore. Just spamming the reedstone food, obviously. So, 3 wood looks excellent here, though. 3 wood. I mean, 3 wood does let me just build a room. Nobody else has room parts quite figured out. Teal's gonna have to take a sheep because they have no food otherwise. Purple actually gets the fireplace after taking like the latest food action ever. Do I actually need to take 3 food here? I should just play an ock, right? I should just get this woodcart life rolling. I am paying for paper maker though, so that's meh. This is still fine. I probably could get away with actually using Conjure, but I just don't think I really want to. I don't think I really need that at the moment. I mean, maybe I play it later, but this is fine. Hey, Zach, welcome. Welcome. Okay, next round, I take wood, and maybe I just build. Otherwise, I take wood into start player woodcart, or I just take reedstone food again. I have to take 3 wood, but then I don't know what I'd do for sure. Oh, teal has room parts now. Awkward. Okay, so I'm not getting the first room anyhow. Oh, and now purple actually has room parts. Hey, they all know how to actually focus on room parts. Look at that. If I take 3 wood, red is absolutely going to take reedstone food here because they have no reed, but at least red can't build a room yet, so it's fine. I need this wood. Red snaps the reedstone food. Teal should build. Yeah. So this is a slightly tricky spot. I'm tempted to just start player the wood cart. I probably am just start playing the wood cart. Or I'm not. Okay. I could major minor the wood cart. Okay, they undo. I'm probably starting with the wood cart. Oh yeah, purple has to take a food action here. Yeah, purple has to take food. Okay, well that's good. I think I just start player wood cart then. Yeah, I think that's good for me. I start player wood cart. I open by taking wood. I think it's fine. They have food from their miner. Oh yeah, milking place. No, you're right. They have food from milking place. So they are fed, but yeah, so we'll see. I think I just need to get this wood card into play. I think that's my most important thing here. I mean, 4 clay in order to build a clay oven is good, but I don't know how necessary it is. I think I have to get wood cart in and start using it. I think that's mandatory here for me. It does mean that I'm giving red another reedstone food actions. I don't love feeding red reedstone food, but that's what's gonna happen. It's just the way it's gonna be. Red takes 4 clay. It's been hard to get clay this game, as usual. Everybody takes a lot of early clay in these games lately I've been in, but that's okay. Bottom feeding goes away. It's a little concerning for my stage 2 food. I mean, I have a paper maker. I have some grain in a possible oven. I could just get a stone oven, admittedly. One more reedstone food grain and then build a stone oven actually looks fine. Oof, growth flips early. I think that's actually good for me in the long term. It makes my wood cart and storehouse keeper better. The downside is the growth queue is a bit problematic here. I actually have to like start player in order to build, which I could do. I can do that. Otherwise, red can start player and build on me. Unless purple just doesn't build, which would be incredible. But purple not building seems crazy. So I probably do just have to start player mining hammer into build a room. Oh, I can actually start player horse-drawn boat also. I forgot about that. I guess I play horse-drawn boat. It means I'm going to have way too many sheep. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the sheep. But playing horse-drawn boat on start players pretty no-brainer actually. Like all the food is fine and the sheep or something. But yeah, I think this has to be start player to build. Because it just gives me guaranteed growth around 7 that way. Like otherwise, like red could otherwise start player into build. Oh, or purple is gonna education bonus, and I do just get to build because reasons. All right, team. Um, well, that's incredible. Purple starting there is obvious nonsense. Uh, Handing me second growth is absurd, but you just started to branch out from Terra Mystica to Agricola, like everyone. Yep, really interesting game. Right now, you struggle to build a good food engine consistently without a card like Childless or something like that. Yeah, so learning how to feed efficiently is a big part of the game. Oh wow, hey, remember that clay oven I was afraid of? Red just played Scythe Worker. Um, that's a little interesting. I don't know, like that might mean Red's trying a grain strat. I really don't know what that means for sure, but anyhow, learning how to feed efficiently is definitely like a big part of the skill of the game. Wow, there's a Potter Ceramics. But they have a pet lover. But there was a Potter Ceramics in the draft when there was a flail and a steam machine. Like this is wild. Wow, Cottager. That's why we didn't build because of Cottager. Okay. Well, that's a mistake, but a welcome mistake. I assume they're gonna open day labor here. But like opening day labor here is actually really bad for them because red can just start player into build, and so purple goes from supposed to be growing second if they just build last round into I don't even know what's gonna happen to them here, but it's bad. But if I have to grow this action, I will, and I will have to grow this action, but I will definitely just play horse-drawn boat. Um, then I have to start worrying about my food. My food is bad, but I can take reedstone food grain into like stone oven, and I think that might just be what I have to do. I might just need to go for the stone oven, um, which is like totally fine here. Um, Horse-drawn boat again looks good. I mean, I'm probably gonna wind up throwing away a sheep or two, because I don't necessarily plan to get a hearth, but
This is great. I've grown second again. I have a storehouse keeper. I have a paper maker. Like I have so many cards in play that improve my future actions. Like all my future Ock actions come with extra food, which is another way I could try to feed. Um, my renovation actions come with extra wood. My redstone foods come with extra grain. My wood actions come with extra wood. I have all of that set up by round 6 here. So the only thing that doesn't look good is my food is not actually sorted yet. So I just need to get an oven though. An oven will essentially solve my food problems for quite a while. Because I can supplement the oven with Ock action or two with Paper Maker, and I have some future food from Milk Jug. So, and I have some future like trickles coming in from Horse Drawn Boat. So, uh, I think my food's gonna be great. Uh, it's early growth. I have a ton of ceiling with half timbered house, mason. Woodcart gives me potential at big ceiling. So I don't know. I think things look really good for me. I think my position is great. Also, red, interestingly enough, is double plowing here. Not going. Red is not going for the start build, which is really intriguing to me because they absolutely could have start builded here and got the next growth. Hard to get clay, by the way. Hard to get clay. But Stable Master. Stable Master is cute for purple because they get to take the sheep and breed them, and then they're still growing in a second. So that looks really good for purple, actually. I the fact that red is not forcing purple's growth, and that it looks like purple's going to get. Well, purple might not get the sheep. Wait a sec. This is too greedy from purple. I don't like this. Teal absolutely could just build the hearth and take the sheep here, which would be a problem for them. I am gonna take Rainstone Food Grain and then just plan to build the stone oven for like first action next round. Um, I think I think that's what I gotta be doing here. Plus, taking more reed gets me towards a wood room faster. Like I can get to a wood room very quickly. Wow, it looks like red is gonna sow next round. Oh, I did pass the sleeping corner, so red is this is bad, but you think they're baking that teal is going to play into Potter's Ramp? I don't. I think purple can look. Purple and teal are not rated well, so I don't. I think both of them are just kind of playing and hoping things work out. I don't really think they're working around their opponents well, but we'll see. Um, I think teal building a hearth and just eating the sheep is a great move for teal. Yes, you have Potter ceramics. Yes, you have pet lover. It's okay. You can ignore some of those cards. Like you don't need to care about Potter ceramics. Pet lover will still be good in the future. It's fine. Just build the hearth. You'll be fed forever. Take the sheep. But yeah, they're not gonna. Teal's not going to. So I think that's a really bad plan for Teal because I also am going to just major first action next round. Uh, yeah, Puppeteer is hilariously greedy. I don't know where they think they have food, but good luck with the having no food thing. I have to build stone oven first action next round because I there's just too many majors that people might want to build, and as much as I want to take a huge wood pile, food looks to be a bigger issue at this table at the moment. Like purple has to take the sheep and grow. Uh, red is clearly gonna sow. Wow, if teal start players into major, that's actually kind of an issue for me. So hopefully that's not what they're doing. Um, But yeah, start player into major would be annoying. It wouldn't even be good, but but yeah, purple's 100% taking the sheep then and growing. So purple's gambit does work. Purple's getting a huge sheep stack, and so I'm back to liking their game quite a bit. I think that's great for them. Um, Teal's gonna take the wood. I have no idea how Teal plans to feed, but you think this is SP RSF into Reno? Yeah, that makes some sense, but that's not what it is. But that's what it's gonna have to be. But I'm snapping off Stone Oven. I mean, 4 wood. I really want one of these 4 wood actions back, but I need to feed, and I could get major blocked. And while I'd prefer the clay oven slightly, there's really nothing wrong with the stone oven here. I just gotta do this. I assume Red's round is build and then sow. I'm pretty sure Red is gonna sow, and then they're gonna be able to sleeping corner on growth. Which I don't even know if that's good enough, but it's interesting. So my round is in Dream World. I take Reedstone Food. My round should be great here because Teal kind of has to take Reedstone Food into Reno Clay Oven, and that's fine. They could go do that. Purple has to grow. Red's going to sow. So my actions get to be take 6 wood and take 3 reed. And next round I can open build. Yeah, that looks great for me. I get to open build, and I'll be the next to grow. Oh wow, Teal's not even going for Reedstone Food. I think I prefer Reedstone Food Grain to 3 Reed. Like, 3 Reed's cool, but I really just want to take Reedstone Food Grain all the time. Every chance I get. Teal not building the hearth, by the way, I mean, this is just like a huge blow on Teal. Like, Teal not hearthing and taking the sheep last round has led them to go for really bad food here, right? Teal is going to have to take their own traveling players because I'm going to take Reedstone Food here. And, like, these are some of the things you can just look at and, like, you got to just take advantage of easy food in the game. You can't put yourself in a position where you have this bad of food. But anyhow, you've been trying for build a pretty farm, going for less exotic combos that usually fail, and focusing on build a hearth and cook things. Yeah, see, I highly encourage that. I highly encourage the just get a hearth and cook things strat. You can try other things some days. Like, I'm obviously feeding off of a stone oven, paper maker. Like, I'm doing slightly weird things. But in general, just get a hearth. Just get a hearth and do good farming things, and you'll do very well in a lot of Agricola games. Over time, as you play more, you'll learn other stuff. But my basic advice is, yeah, just build a hearth, build a good farm. Make sure you fence by, like, let's say round 10 or 11. Take breeding animal pairs. Your food will be great with a hearth. Like, you never go for hearth and cook things. You never get how your food works out. I mean, look, there are a lot of other ways to feed. Yeah, Teal having to take day labor here is a total sad. My wood cart and storehouse keeper are absolutely paying off exactly how I wanted them to. Teal might open with 4 reed, but I will still build in front of them, and I will just get to grow in round. I should just get to grow in round 9. I guess technically purple could maybe get 5 wood and reed and day laborer, but that seems very unlikely. Why is Teal's food so bad? Because Teal's just not prioritizing food. Teal's chosen to prioritize death instead. So, to be clear, Teal and purple are not strong players. So that's really the bigger answer. I'm pretty sure the clay oven is about to go to red, right? I'd be shocked if red is not clay ovening. Like, red is going to take a clay oven and grow with sleeping corner. Like, that's almost certainly what red's round is. Anyhow, you've never tried the cooking route. Maybe that would help your food problems. Okay, yeah, bulky buzzard. Legitimately, Lumen, when I was, like, learning the game, and also, like, Lumen when CS was learning the game, Lumen has a challenge that's pretty fun. And his challenge is, like, for your next 5 games, you have to get a cooking hearth, or you can't win. That's my rule for you. Your next 5 games, you have to get a cooking hearth. Everything else doesn't matter. You have to just get a cooking hearth. And the fun part about that challenge is when you're kind of weaker at the game and you're not feeding well, just getting a hearth turns out to be surprisingly good advice in a lot of ways. It'll force you to draft cards that'll make your hearth slightly better. And it turns out that when you have a hearth, you often just have access to good food actions. There will be a pair of boar. There will be 3 sheep. Boom, you have food. You'll be able to possibly set up breeding animals. There's a lot of cards in this set that help you breed animals, and then you just have a hearth. Things like Stable Master are great when you have a hearth. Like, you just breed some animals and you get to eat the extra animals in your hearth. Great. Animal Tamer lets you keep animals in your house and breed them until you fence. Great. Um, Domestician Expert lets you keep the sheep in your house, breed them, and eat them. Like, lots of little stuff like that works out. Horse-drawn boat with a hearth. You just get a sheep that you get to eat every once in a while. Like, good times. Not that Hearth is going to always solve everything, to be fair. Sometimes you wind up in games where everybody's trying to feed via a hearth or a fireplace. So I'm not gonna claim Hearth is always the best and always works, and there are other feeding plans that are good. But if you're struggling to feed well, just getting a Hearth is often going to help you quite a bit. Anyhow, yeah, I'm building this round as soon as I'm able to. I have to build this round, and indeed, Teal can already build, so I have to build in front of Teal. I'm not messing around with that. I want to build very badly. This 5 clay, like a big clay stack on the wheel would be great. Clay allows me to renovate, and I do want to renovate pretty soon with Skillful Renovator, and my Mason. So getting to take a big clay pile would be great. Oh, red has to grow. Duh. Obviously, red has to grow because of what I just did, sleeping quarter. But then I think red wants the clay oven very badly. I'd be very surprised if this is not clay oven. Um, yeah, like teal wants a clay oven, but this red is gonna snap clay oven because red also doesn't have food. So then teal's gonna have to settle for a hearth anyhow. Um, but like teal's food problems just continue to look really bad. They haven't prioritized a feeding plan, and it's gonna catch up to them. The clay pressure this game is rough, which kind of makes sense. Again, one of the things with weaker players is they tend to just see a stack of resources and take them. So I think people are probably taking too many clay actions without necessarily knowing what they're for or how they're accelerating their own game. But 4 clay is enough for me, right? I wish I had more clay, but 4 clay is enough at the moment to renovate. And eventually, I'd like to play Half Turbid House Milk Jug. I wouldn't mind being able to actually use Clay Firer, but it just doesn't look like that's what's actually going to happen. So that's okay. I think this is take Reedstone Food. Leaving a big wood stack is sad, but Reedstone Food Grain is a great action for me. So this looks like a good hand as long as the food works out. Yeah, I mean this hand's going quite well. There's nothing wrong with what's happening here for me. I got to grow second, and I'm gonna get to grow fifth. All my Ock actions are improved via Paper Maker. All my RSF actions are improved via Storehouse Keeper. All my wood actions are improved via Woodcart. Um, yeah, life is definitely good. Uh, Life's definitely good. I'm gonna grow Mining Hammer next round and be set to Reno. Why did I take Stone Oven? Because it was hard to get clay, and I couldn't get a clay oven. I got 1 clay off Skillful Renovator, so I got to take Stone Oven. So, would I have preferred clay oven? Sure, I would have preferred clay oven, but that just wasn't how it went. Okay, so slight awkward here. I do want to join Re in Dream World, but I also need a lot of stones, Zach. So like we'll see. I didn't get the stone grab yet. I think this has to be just take wood. I can. Yeah, I think this has to just be take wood. Well, actually, wait. Traveling. Maybe this is traveling. Wait a sec. I do need a food action, right? I need food action, and Teal is gonna pay me for puppeteer. So this is a 5 food action. I mean, I'm ignoring a big wood pile, so I'm letting other people get big wood actions, so that part's a little sad. But I don't really care. I just want food. I want to make sure I don't mess up my food. This is fine. This is fine. I don't really need wood actions at the moment. I agree I have so much wood coming in, Zach. Like Skillful Renovator plus Wood Cart like means there's a stupid amount of wood. Plus, mining hammer like is adding stables for me anyhow. So like I have way too much wood for sure. But this round is grow mining hammer, and it might just be reedstone food renovate. Reedstone food renovate joinery works. No, I don't have enough for joinery at that point. Okay, so that part's awkward. I should get the joinery on renovate, but I can't this round. So that's might not be the right plan. Nobody else can grow, so this is reedstone food. Oh wait, I can get the joinery because of skillful renovator. I absolutely can renovate joinery here, which is great because I do want the joinery. I do want the joinery. Yeah. Grow mining hammer, renovate joinery is the plan. I very well could get blocked on renovate. Getting blocked on renovate is okay, but I do want to I do want to start renovating. Uh, I'd love to get that plow driver going. So admittedly, using the stone on joinery instead of setting up for plow driver is a little unfortunate. Is red my biggest threat? I mean, red's the best by rating, but red's game doesn't look great here. Red has issues. Red's biggest issue is they don't have wood. Okay, they have a mini pasture, so they have some wood. But like, red doesn't have wood for another room. Red's not gonna get wood easily this game anymore because I can start spamming 2 wood actions. Like, so I don't think the wood is ever building up again. Like it just how is the wood ever building up again this game? Like I just don't think it's happening. Teal is building here. I have no idea how Teal plans to feed. Like, is Teal just planning to starve again? Like, they're building and then they're gonna what? Renovate to a hearth and eat their boar? That's okay. Yeah, I think that's actually what's happening. So, I probably am getting Reno blocked. I think it's pretty likely I'm getting Reno blocked. Unless I renovate this action. Wait a sec. Is there any way Teal can actually grow here? I could get greedy. I could renovate. Oh, but then I don't have my mining hammer down. Which I don't super need that stable, but I guess I just shouldn't risk it. I shouldn't risk that. I mean, Teal could have the Teal easily could have the flail. We haven't seen the flail, and then they could just eat their raw grain in order to grow. I mean, that sounds awful, but let's just not risk it. Let's just not risk it. I have other things I can do. It's fine to just grow. And if I get Reno blocked, I get Reno blocked. Red wants the sheep instead of the boar? What? This game's crazy. This game's crazy. I think Teal has to Teal is gonna finally build a hearth, by the way. Teal's gonna get the hearth, and they are gonna Reno, so I do get blocked on Reno, so that's a bummer. But it's okay. I don't have a lot of actions here that are great though. I maybe I do just Ock here actually. Ocking here looks fine. I could Ock Clayfire. Ocking Clayfire is mostly it opens up Milk Jug, and it gives me the clay for Half Timbered House, and it also offers me some potential for getting some more stone. I could plow a field otherwise. But I'm still kind of hoping for like a 2 or 3 field plow driver, but that might be too hopeful. But I don't know if it really is. I have so many actions, like it's great, but I'm gonna Ock here. I do need to take wood. I do eventually need more wood, but I have so many actions, right? I have so many actions is the good part. I would love to renovate this next round, but I could run into renovation pressures. So we'll see how that goes. Teal has to first action grow. Purple's might have to start player to grow. Purple's added wood to the game too. God, I really do want a joinery, but Mason does not synergize well with other stone cards. Oh, I agree. Mason does not synergize well with other stone cards. I completely agree. The only way that it really works is if you're willing to build a stone room. So like I think you can 3-room stone game and then try to build a 4th room out of stone and then mason. I think that's the way it usually works. But I'm gonna try to get greedy and hope to somehow mason and plow drive this game. But I might not get away with all that. We'll see. I still think my position is very good. So like whatever. The biggest success you've had is building stone room. Yep, completely agreed. I mean, it's hard to 4-room and have time to reno on time, which is like what I just ran into, and like I easily could run into slight renovation problems this round. I want to delay the reno till last action because of skillful renovator, but I might have to renovate faster than like my first act. Like I might have to renovate a bit faster than that, but that's okay. I don't have to greed out that much wood from skillful renovator. I have a lot of wood potential elsewhere. So so yeah, I have to discard the sheep. That's fine. We knew these things were gonna happen. I the horse-drawn boat's still doing work. It's fine. Fine. Okay, what do I want the most this round? What does anybody want the most? Red has no resources. Like, I just am not that afraid of their game. They're opening Reedstone Food. That part's a little sad, because I am always up for more Reedstone Food grain actions. But, I'm gonna take wood. Yeah, teal has to grow. Red could take 3 boar and eat all their sheep. I don't think that'd be crazy. Ravenous Hunger with Pet Lover is kind of fun. You can like pop onto veg onto like a crazy animal grab. But Reed gets taken. Okay, sure. I will take a 3-wood action. That's fine. Purple can renovate, so that's annoying. Purple could renovate. Oh, but purple can renovate on cottager stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take 3-wood. 3-wood's too good. Blocking 3-wood from the table means that everybody else is miserable. So I like the idea of everybody else being miserable. Then I'm content to just renovate joinery here. Like renovate joinery is fine. Like purple getting all the pigs or yeah, ravenous hunger into the pigs is overkill, but it's fun. Teal's game's not that bad. For how bad their food was, they finally got a hearth, and it doesn't actually look that bad. Turn rest plow for purple. I like to see that. Red can also renovate, so I think this, yeah, again, just has to be renovate now. I only get 2 wood off skillful renovator. Boo hoo. Boo hoo. Sure, we'll stable here. Stable here, and we want a joinery. Joinery, give me it. Do. All right. Taking 2 stone here is probably good enough. Yeah, 2 stone and then just take 2 wood. Sheepwalker for red. Okay. I'm probably not getting to renovate next round, is my guess. But that's okay. I do need food soon, right? Or no, I don't even actually need food because of joinery. Oh yeah, that's convenient. That's convenient. That's good. It might only be a 2-field plow driver, but even a 2-field plow driver here is probably fine. Probably fine. I do probably need to open next round Reedstone Food Grain. Firewood collector, that's cute. I have the next 2 actions. So I think this is 2 stone, and I don't actually want there to be 4 wood actions. Screw everybody else's wood. And I want more stone. Ignoring plow still is dubious. I'm still not going to wind up with that many fields, and plowing so I could sow bake would be pretty good, But I guess that's just not what's happening. That's fine. That's fine. Not getting Milk Jug in play, also slightly sad. Although maybe I renovate Milk Jug this round. I mean, my food is like I have food in enough sources that it turns out I'm pretty good. But yeah, this round, like Reedstone Food Grain into like 2 stone into Reno is like the apps and into Plow Driver. Actually, yeah, Reedstone Food 2 stone renovate Plow Driver is the dream, but that's pretty unlikely. Pretty unlikely. I think Red really wants to renovate with the well. Although, do they? Red's feeding. Red needs to sow bake. I guess they can renovate a fireplace, maybe. I don't know what's happening, I guess. I'm just gonna take my Reed Stone Food Grain. I need Reed. I need Stone. Yeah, I need Reed and Stone for half timbered, so like this is fine. I need this. Reno does get taken, so there goes that dream. So that's fine. We can renovate next round probably. Probably can renovate next round. I was threatening the well. I was threatening the well with that move. So red wants the well. I don't really care about the well, it turns out, but this is fine. Um, Manually plowing looks pretty good. Start player milk jug is not awful. If growth flips, cool. If plow sow flips, also cool. Just taking 3 wood looks pretty good though. Like I have no idea what red's plan is with wood, and they keep ignoring it. Yeah, okay, I'm just taking another 3 wood action. Screw it. If people are gonna leave me 3 wood actions with woodcart, I will oblige. I will take them and let nobody have wood. Very content with nobody having wood. I'm also content with starting, but I just don't I don't really need to start player. Yeah, I love woodcart games too. I just don't always get to run them. But 2 stone this round is pretty good too. 2 stone here is actually a good action. But I'm gonna take 3 wood actions while they're on offer. Boom, give it to me. Uh, Thinking about fencing soon is also quite good. Gosh, I have so many things I want to do, which is good. I mean, it's good. I mean, part of the advantage of having like Mason and half timbered house is that I could get a 5 room stone house and do joinery and still like think about fence. Like I can plan a pretty farm and a 5 room stone house with a half timbered house. So that's like incredible point ceiling I'm aiming for, which is great. Um, yeah. 2 stone is actually really good for me, right? 2 stone plus 1 more reedstone food action is actually all I need to hit half timbered house. And fencing is gone anyhow. So yeah, this is just take 2 stone, and then it's plow or start player. I mean, nobody starting yet is kind of wild, but also like I just don't need to start. I do want renovate next round very badly. Renovate plus plow driver next round at plus mason soon is all like pretty high on my list of things to get done. But please renovate, please renovate, please renovate, please renovate. Yes. Renovating on day labor opens up the reno queue, so there's less reno pressure on me next round. So highly approve of that plan. Red definitely could start player here to put me last. How much do I care? I care a little bit, but not enough. I can either plow or 2 wood or start player. Oven firing boy for red. Okay, that's fun. I mean, red really needs to take wood actions though. Red's biggest issue is they have no wood. How is plow still open? Nobody cares about plowing deranged. We all hate plows. It turns out. I don't know why. It's because we're weak. It's because we're at a table with weaker players. That's the real answer. The real answer is we're at a table with weaker players. But yeah, plowing still being open is pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure I'm starting here, right? Plow, sow, or grow is fine. Okay, I don't get start. Fine. I think this is I just plow a field then. It's about time I plow a field. Um, Not getting Milk Jug in play is like fine. I could just take another wood action here and annoy the table further, but I think I have to. I think I have to start valuing Plow a little bit. I'm gonna get 2 fields off Plow Driver though still, so like I think I am gonna get 4 fields this game. Fence 6 spaces, have 5 rooms. I think that's what we're aiming for. I eventually need a veg action, but hey, if we get to last action Plow, you know, how am I gonna complain? How am I gonna complain about getting a last action Plow? The answer is I'm not gonna complain about that. Not gonna complain about that. I think things still look really good here, even though my points don't look that great. I still have so many points coming between some fields, some fences, a renovate and a half timbered house and a growth. I have a huge amount of points, whereas like red, while they're ahead of me in points, they have no ability. How are they going to score anything from this position? They have 3 family members. They they have no resources. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, they're gonna try to take wood as much as possible, but like, it's I think I'm winning, but anyhow, I should really answer some questions. Huh? Sorry. How is the next card set gonna change the game up? Well, we don't know for sure what the next card set is. Uh, don't know for certain what the next card set is. Basically, they're not planning on adding a straight up card set. They're planning on just programming easy cards, or by easy cards, like easy to program cards, which makes a lot of sense, right? Like, Sheepwalker has taken them a long time to program, and even then, it doesn't like fully work that well. Like, it's a very hard card to program in the digital world. So, I broadly agree with the idea that there's still like 400-ish cards that have been published or revised that are not on BGA. Let's go through that list and let's just program the easy ones. Like, that gives us the most cards, and that's mostly what I want. I just want to see a lot of cards. Um, so the animals are incredible. Not fencing this round is a bit of a bummer. Fencing and taking animal pairs would be amazing. Teal's game is going pretty well because the animal piles are insane here. But Teal hasn't plowed, so there's that. But what am I doing this round? I guess I am taking more wood, right? I'm just going to take more wood here and annoy the table. Like, purple needs wood, red needs wood. Teal's game is good because he doesn't need wood. That's actually the biggest difference here. Teal has wood. Teal took enough wood early this game. And purple and red have just no wood. Nobody can renovate on me. I'm taking this for wood. Are you kidding me? Like, I'll absolutely take the best wood stacks and continue to wood bully my other opponents. Like, Teal's the only person I'm afraid of this game because nobody else has wood. Purple has Hedgekeeper. That's true, but they literally can't fence with no wood. Purple does not have fences down. That's red. Red has fences down. Purple has no fences. You are right that purple has a Hedgekeeper, but purple has no way to fence. Yeah, mini pasture's on red. Teal has mini pasture in hand and is clearly never going to do it. Like, God, the animals are so good. Maybe I should just fence here, right? Maybe I should just fence 15. Why am I not fencing here, actually? Wait a sec. I probably get the boars if I fence. My round... Oh, because I want to play Plow Driver. Maybe it's still correct. I fence, Plow Drive, Renovate? Fence, Plow Drive, Renovate looks pretty good, right? And then next round could be Mason, Reedstone Food Grain, Grow, Half Timbered, take an Animal Stack. I mean, there's no... well, there is fence pressure now. Purple could fence. There's no reno pressure still. Yeah, nobody can reno. Yeah, I think this round is fence, plow drive, renovate. I think that's pretty good. 19 wood. Indeed, 19 wood plus we're getting more wood when we renovate because of skillful renovator. But to be fair, we have a paper maker and a joinery, so like I'm still eating a decent bit of wood. Um, I'm still gonna consume a good amount of this wood. So, oh, what am I renovating with? Am I renovating with the milk jug? Is it even worth milk jugging? I guess I should renovate milk jug, right? Or do I just renovate steam machine because it's a point? Is 6 food worth a point to me? It almost has to be. I do need quite a bit of food still. Looking like red's sheep walking and taking more sheep. Cool. Okay. As much as I want to take those pigs, I just don't think I can afford to. I think plow drive and renovate is too good to take the pigs. Have I tried Lost Ruins of Arnak? I actually haven't tried Lost Ruins of Arnak yet, and I probably should, because, I mean, a lot of people certainly speak highly of it. Wow, Teal has the animal dealer. I would have built a hearth so fast as Teal this game. Like, animal dealer is great for Teal with animal dealer plus pet lover is a really nice combo, and you just get a hearth. Like, I get you have potter ceramics, but Teal's game is still like reasonably good, but I think it would have been a lot better if they just focused on some other stuff. Okay, as much as I want to take those pigs, I might just have to first action the pigs next round. I think Ocking Plow Driver here into Renovate is just too strong. Like Plow Drive is 2 fields for some food. That's fine. I like that's that's a good trade. Like, right? Is that a good trade? Nobody can renovate, right? There's no renovate, okay. This is absolutely good. Absolutely good. Absolutely good. Renovate to a milk jug. Oh, red does have sleeping corner. Duh. Duh duh duh. Red has sleeping corner. Okay, red's game's a little better than I was giving it credit for because of that, but I mean red having no wood still is just like a huge problem, right? Like they just can't do much. Purple's building another room. Okay, purple building a room here is slightly unfortunate because I wanted to grow next round into a room, and I might not be allowed to, but it might just not be a big deal. Might just not be that big of a deal. I will play Milk Jug, I think. I mean, Steam Machine's very defensible, and I need food. I think Milk Jug food is still good here. And then I'm one Reedstone food grain action away from one Reedstone food action grain action away from Half Timbered House. So that's great. Just needing one Reedstone food grain. I do need the Reedstone food action pretty badly though, and red might want it. So, well, I gotta take 3 pigs. Sorry, I gotta take 3 pigs. 3 pigs is crazy. Teal stay and start is great for them. Yeah, I mean, I think teal's my biggest threat. I mean, maybe red still is. Or maybe I've just won. I've probably just won, right? This game still looks incredible for me here. I should get 3 pigs. The rest of my actions are in very high value overall. Yeah, and I do get 3 pigs. I also just get to grow this round. Oh, Master Builder wound up with purple. Okay. Um, yeah, there is slight Ock pressure, I guess. I do need to get Mason down at some point, but 3 pigs is incredible value. I can't ignore 3 pigs. I do need Reedstone food grain. Start player for Plow Sow is also actually very good for me here. Maybe it's just start for Plow Sow is my next action. Start player Steam Machine for Plow Sow. Take Reedstone food grain. Play Mason. I guess I should grow this round. And I guess I could have just grown there, by the way. Because, yeah, purple's growing with room. Red's growing with sleeping quarter. Gosh, the veg gets taken. That's a little bit of a bummer. I think Teal's hitting this ravenous hunger too hard. But I guess Teal needs the food. So, yeah, I'm really not afraid of Teal's game, actually. Teal's not plowing here. Yeah, that's not good for them, so. I think I'm supposed to start for Plow So. Like, there's a lot of points in Plauso for me. I guess not that many more points because of. I actually already have a ton of grain just sitting here, but you've never tried Ravenous. Ravenous is actually not that bad. It's tricky. I mean, Ravenous only works if you actually get to grow pretty aggressively, and if you have a grain source. But like, it works quite well for like Pet Lover. Pet Lover gives you quite a bit of grain, and you want to like go on to single animal anyhow. Ravenous Hunger lets you take a veg and then like take a pair of animals with Pet Lover. Like, it's a cute little combo that's actually reasonably good. Okay, I need this Reedstone food action pretty bad. Grow is just here. I could just start player for Plasto though. Red probably wants Reedstone food for Reno though, so I think I'm taking Reedstone food grain here. I think I care actually a lot about just making sure I get this half timbered house resources. I think that's pretty important. And then I'll start for Plauso. And then I'll just play Mason. My last action of the game will be grow half timbered house next round. Next round I try to Plauso, take a cow, take a veg. Not convinced I'll get those actions, but I could take some wood then too for some points because I'm gonna eat some of. I'm gonna play Steam Machine and I'm gonna eat some wood in the joinery. Yeah, I think this has to just be start for Plauso into play Mason. I think that's good. I guess grow is there. I still could just grow, but I just don't care that much about growing. Muckrake for purple. That's cute. I mean, purple never fencing. Like, purple having Hedgekeeper, not fencing, and not getting a farm done is a problem. Me making them last is a slight problem, but taking Plauso, I think, is just too valuable here. And then, yeah, I absolutely will play Mason, I think. Not being able to take veg here is kind of disappointing. Veg is also like a really. Well, I just get growth back. Wait a sec. I guess I should just grow, right? Yeah, well, the plan was to just grow with half timbered house last action next round, but I also could just grow with this action. I'm getting grow back. Should I grow here though? I don't even know if I should grow here. Like, I just really don't need the action. And having guaranteed way to play half timbered house is very nice. Like, losing the guaranteed way to play half timbered house is actually kind of a bummer, right? And also risking getting Oct blocked on Mason is pretty bad here, so I'm just gonna do this. It's just a waste of food to go for the action. Okay, I think that's also very defensible argument. So sure, let's just do this. Let's just build the room already too. Like, what the heck? Let's just get it down. You think this line is the right line? I think so too. I think just having guaranteed way to play half timbered house as the last action of the game is great. The action's lost by having to play it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, duh. Of course it is. Yeah, exactly. If I take an action here, I'm gonna have to just play half timbered house. So it really is just throwing food down the drain if I would grow there. Yeah, okay. It makes no sense to grow there. It is nice to have a my last action next round is 8 points. Then growing with half timbered house is just an 8 point action for me. So that sounds pretty nice. I'm getting yeah. Okay, I've won this game. This is great. To grow with outline, I'd have to have played half timber. Oh yeah, that's true. The grow with outline, I could have just start player half timbered house. That's that's maybe just better. um, I could have. I probably should have just done that actually for what it's worth, but I didn't. So. Oh yeah, I could block others. I mean, blocking others is a cute thought, but I mean, the more I think about this, there is no actual threat here, right? Like, I, I, nobody's actually a threat, right? I mean, Teal's at 32, and like, yeah, they probably get plow, and they do get a renovate. But like, how are they catching me? Like they just aren't, right? I have way too many points here. I have an 8 point last action. That's 45. I breed to 47. I plow 49. I plow sow 51, 52, 53. I have hopefully like a 2 point. Like I'm mid 50s easy. So yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This game went according to plan. We definitely got gifted when purple just gave us build in round 6. That was the biggest gift. That one was absolutely crazy. But otherwise, yeah, this is just a good game plan, I think. Like, well, and I got lucky it's early growth. I mean, my hand wants early growth very badly. This is a hand that absolutely wants early growth because again, like I boosted all my wood actions, I boosted my Reno actions, I boosted my Ock actions, I boosted my Reedstone food actions. So when you have lots of ways to turn kind of like Reedstone food is not that good of an action in late growth games a lot of the times because it's just like it's not enough resources. The food doesn't necessarily matter. But this game, I needed a lot of reed. I needed a lot of stone. I had a lot of actions because it was early growth. So like Storehouse Keeper became way better. I got 7 grain from Storehouse Keeper this game actually, right? Like we can. I cooked 2 grain early. Never cooked. By the way, only using the stone oven once. I did not. I would not have wagered on that. I was not wagering only using the stone oven once this game. But regardless, I only used the stone oven once. So I still think that means I took Storehouse Keeper 7 times though, right? Like a 7 time Storehouse Keeper is pretty nutty. There's only 14 rounds in the game, and I definitely didn't get Reedstone food round 1 because I played Storehouse Keeper. So definitely a bit wild for that to work out. But my resources have worked out, pretty perfectly here. Oh, except I need to pay a wood for. Oh, I'm paying a wood for half timbered. So actually, taking 5 wood is a really good action for me. 7 RSF adds up on the read as well. Oh yeah, I said I needed exactly 7 read this game, and I didn't. I never did take a read action. So yeah, that's true. So I mean that part of the game went very well then. I got to take 7 Reedstone food actions. That's excellent. Um, I'm not getting cows this round, which is pretty foreseeable. So yeah, my action should be veg, and yeah, 3 wood is a really good action for me, and then grow half timbered. So yeah, veg, and then wood. I don't think anybody else is taking wood, so I think I'm actually taking veggie because I'm too worried about teal doing ravenous hunger things again. Teal blocking red fence is interesting. I guess red really wanted red fence. Oh yeah, and purple could fence block here. Purple absolutely could take fences with Hedgekeeper, and then red wouldn't get to fence at all. That'd be hilarious. Come on, teal. Let's see the fence block, everybody. Come on, purple. Fence block, fence block, fence block. Oh, there's also a Reno queue? Oh, purple doesn't. No, purple doesn't care about the Reno. No, purple, don't take wood. All right, I feel compelled to take 3 wood here because 2 wood is worse. Although the veg is quite good for me. What else am I doing? I don't know. I'm just gonna take whatever. I should just win this game if I take this action. Like this locks in 3 more points for me. Like let's just lock in my 3 point action. Red has to fence. Yep. So purple's actually the one never fencing despite playing Hedgekeeper. So that's a big oof, but happens. But yeah, I mean this. Okay, the more that we're getting towards this end game, I mean teal gets to plow here at least. That's pretty good. But teal's gonna get like mid 40s, which is still pretty pretty decent. But For an early growth, double early growth game, like my opponents being unable to hit 50, not particularly impressive. Boo, purple, purple. Why don't we at least block? Boo, purple, block red's Redo. Be a jerk. But I get my veg back, so life is good. And then yeah, I get to grow half timbered house. Nobody else can grow. Yeah. Oh wait, well red didn't grow last round. That's interesting that red didn't grow. But whatever. Yeah, we get to grow with an 8-point action. That takes us to 56. We breed to 57. 57 sounds pretty good. I like the sound of 57. Good old joinery game. The wood cart certainly worked out, yeah, pretty well here. Wood cart allowed me to play quite a few wood cards. Like, I've, all these wood miners are pretty pricey, and then paper maker is pricey on the wood. But yeah, skillful renovator wood cart just gave me so much wood. Um, so that's, yeah, it's good. End everything at 0 is very efficient. Yeah, that's true too. These resources are perfect. I'm at the exact count on resources, so that's always fun too. Consultant for purple is fun because it at least gets their education bonus to trigger, but yeah, it's just kind of too little too late. But half timbered house, boom. All right. If I was to guess my average number of occupations played, what would it be? Yeah, that's actually kind of a fascinating question, isn't it? I don't know if that's in the stats now that you say that. That's actually kind of a fun stat that would be interesting, like to have on player profiles. Um, but I don't think that's a thing that's listed, or maybe it is listed. We could go look. That might be listed. Anyhow, my guess. I'm gonna look. Sorry. Oh, you are looking. It is there. Okay, I'll look in a sec. My guess is well, it's tricky. I played quite a few games when we were in the last card set. And in the last card set, I think my average is probably like 2.5. Like before we added CD occupations, I just don't think there's a lot of reason to play a lot of Ox. But there's a lot more reasons now to play a lot of occupations during the mid and late game. There's just a lot of cards that support playing occupations anyhow. Um, I would guess my average in this card set is like 4 to 4.5. But because I have like nearly half of my games with that prior card set, I'm gonna guess that my overall average is like 3 to 3.5. Number of occupations, 3.65. Yeah, I think I think that's pretty much exactly what I predicted. Right? I think that's right in the range that I expected to see. Um, I suspect that means that with this card set, my average is in the like 4 to 4.5 range. Would be my guess. Um, but yeah. Anyhow, you like this card set way more than last. Can't wait till they add more. Yeah, I mean, this card set, I like this card set way more too, obviously. See, like this is what Agricola should be, to be clear. Agricola should like the just revised card set is way too narrow. Like it's way too narrow. Adding more cards though will be even better. Like I still think cards show up too regularly. Um, I'm very much looking for the card set to expand. Once you get the card set a little more expanded, I think you're in a really good spot though. I think you get to be I think there's a lot more creativity. I think there's so many combos to explore. You have a bit harder time knowing exactly what other people are up to. Um, which that part's a little less good, I guess, but no, I think it becomes way more drafting becomes so much more interesting too when you have like a bigger, wider card set and you can actually have some kind of novel ideas and combos to explore and stuff. So Anyhow, kudos to Teal for getting second this game. I mean, Teal, based on ratings, Teal was not supposed to get second, but Teal did enough things correctly. And those things that they did correctly was largely they built a room, they built the first room, and because it was round 5 growth, they got to grow first. Like, so, they focused on room parts early. They got to build the first room. They took a lot of wood and fenced early, and they got a bunch of animals because of that, because, like, nobody else was really eating many animals. So I think Teal did that stuff really well. Um, Teal's biggest issue is that they just waited too long to build that hearth, and they had some really iffy food actions in the kind of early mid game that they could have avoided if they just built the hearth and took the sheep. It would have killed Purple's game even more. Not that Purple's game turned out very good. Red growing last, late growth, sleeping corner game plan. Like, I don't know if Red did anything particularly wrong. I guess again, Red's biggest issue is they just didn't have wood, right? I don't know why they didn't have wood, but Red somehow had no wood. I guess it's because they focused on setting up these grain fields, right? They chose to set up these grain fields too early, actually. I think that's Red's biggest issue. Red set up these early grain fields, manually took a grain, played Scythe Worker, and sowed during like stage 2. So while the wood piles were high, they were setting up feeding, which is important, but on a small family, setting up feeding in a clay oven and baking is a bit rough. You have to take multiple sow bake actions. I guess they had a bake enabler and oven firing boy, but you still don't have that many family members until late. I don't know. I think I mean somewhat unlucky that it's early growth, but I think that's the biggest issue there. And again, I definitely got lucky that Purple let me grow second, and then I just have a strong hand for early growth, and I just got to abuse it. So anyhow, I build less rooms than average. I build 2.01 rooms. The average person builds 2.11. Yeah, I mean, that also doesn't shock me. I mean, the biggest thing about playing on BJ at the moment is people build too many rooms, right? There's too many people don't know how to actually play like 3-room games very well. Um, I mean, Red at least pulled off like a pretty decent 3-room game here, although still not efficient and strong enough. Like, it is pretty hard to play a really good 3-room game. You need to be very efficient in your actions. You need to be very careful in what you're doing. But I think there's a lot of room for them still. I mean, admittedly, part of the problem is like a 3-room game is never winning this game. It's double early growth and somebody's scoring a 57. So you're just not competitive on 3 rooms in this game, probably. It's very hard to score like upper 50s on a small house. So that's also just slight bad luck. Like if you're planning a 3-room game this game, and this is where you wind up, that's tough. I suspect Red has a milking stool. By the way, I have no idea where the milking stool wound up, but it was in the draft. So I'm guessing Red has a milking stool they never got to play or use. So I mean that's also a problem though. Like just fencing so late on a 3-room game is really the problem. Like if you're doing a 3-room game, you gotta fence early and take animal pairs. Um, that's so important to your points. And Red doesn't have good fences. Like they wound up with okay fences by the end, but their animals suck, right? I mean, Red's animal points are bad. Like you just can't win like that either. So you would expect me to build fewer rooms? Yeah, I mean exactly. Like purple's like timed out here. Which is pretty annoying, but I will vote to make it turn based if we have to, but hopefully nobody turns that down. Oh, he didn't actually time out yet. Whoops. Now he's timed out. Hey, we all agreed to turn it turn based. Look at that. Congrats. Cool. Thanks all. These are some good people then, because some of these people easily could have declined. Yeah, I have no idea if Purple just had bad internet here or if they truly headed offline. Okay, they've played. Well, they haven't played that much Agricola yet, but they've never done this before, and they don't have bad rep. So like, it's hard to say here what they did. they might have headed offline thinking they were done. Because yeah, they did admittedly pay for the harvest. I'm guessing they headed off without realizing the game wasn't done. Anyhow, I'm just saying some good game in the chat. I won't actually be able to watch the draft, unfortunately, this way. But you've had it where people thought they were done, so it just closed out early. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what this one is. Again, looking at this, like, they paid for their harvest, so they paid their food, and they probably left because they thought they were done. But it looks like they have their settings set that they have to confirm their breeding, which I have my settings set that way. I have to confirm my breeding, but I'm aware of that. I'm guessing Purple just hasn't played enough Agricola games yet to realize that and was frustrated about this game, or has some real life things that they need to quickly get off to. Like, who knows what it is? They just flew offline. It's unfortunate, but at least I was speedy on the switch it to turn based, and everybody agreed quickly, which is certainly very nice of like Red. This is not going to be good for Red's rating. Like, Red's taking a third place here, to somebody that they're not supposed to be losing to. So the breeding sheep has no room. The breeding sheep does have no room. Yeah, the breeding sheep has to be thrown away, which also means that they actually should throw away 2 more sheep. Because they have muckrake played, they actually need to throw the extra sheep overboard. But anyhow, the switch to turn based is a godsend. You found the community is really good. I mean, I was impressed here that I'm impressed that these guys agreed, like particularly Red agreed to switch, because Red absolutely could have, if they wanted to game the system, they could have easily just booted Purple here and canceled the game. Uh, so I agree that's very scummy. I don't generally think I would do that when it's this far towards the end of the game. Um, like Red literally doesn't have another. Like, a lot of these players have no moves to make. I mean, people that need to if people have their settings, so they have to confirm their animals, which again I do. Um, but anyhow, you found the community's not that good. I see. Yeah, I think there's I don't know. A lot of the community is good about it, but I think some aren't. And again, I can't blame them. Like, we're playing a competitive environment, and if the system allows you to not take the elo loss, like, it's very tempting to, you know, just kick instead. Oh, hey. Um, yeah, hey, welcome, Red. Nice game. Sad for you that it's like you didn't want to see growth flip early. Falling behind in the room queue is unfortunate. Like, you had some bad breaks. And you wanted red fence. Teal blocking you on red fence is interesting, right? You want to go for farm redevelopment. Um, Teal taking that is interesting. Like, it does look like it probably gave Teal second, so I guess it's probably the correct move. But like, based on Teal's rating and stuff, I admit Teal took a lot better moves on average than I was expecting to see. Right, a guy that has played nearly 200, has played over 200 games and is still rated under 200 is hard to predict that they're gonna make like smart blocking moves and do things like that. So it was a tough game for you too to get wood. Like, unfortunately, I started taking a lot of wood once you wanted it, and wood card allows me to really bully you on wood. So, oh well. Anyhow, is the Feast for Odin scene getting competitive on BGA? I honestly don't super know. I just haven't played a ton of A Feast for Odin on BGA, and mostly because every time that I go touch it, I I just realize, like, I like the game, but I just don't love the game. Like, partly because this is just like a base Feast for Odin, but it's just, well, yeah, it's also just not being played that much, right? We're we're like nearly a month into the season and we have 167 games. Like that's it's not a great sign. Like I don't know. Yeah. I'm just I don't know. I basically the answer is I haven't played a lot of Feast for Odin yet. So with that said though, guessing I'm guessing the player base is getting reasonably good. Um yeah, there's a lot of players that are getting pretty good it looks like. Um which is what I'd expect. Like part of the problem for a Feast for Odin 2 in my opinion is that like it doesn't actually take that many games to get the basic strategy down. So like I don't know how much room there is for like I don't know. I also think there's some turn order issues that become exacerbated when you're playing other strong players. So I don't know. I'm a little not that thrilled by it, but I've had great fun with it in the past. I still think A Feast for Odin's a really good solo game, but there's a lot of like really good solo games, so I just don't. I also just don't solo game a lot. Now that Board Game Arena is so good and so vibrant and has so many good communities, like I do some solo gaming still, but I'd often rather just pop on BGA. So, uh, but yeah, I think looping way back, I do think I skipped some questions. Right, one of the questions was asking about games. I think. Oh yeah, that was way long ago though. What new board games would I recommend? You want Ark Nova, but it's hard to find. Yeah, okay, sorry. That was a long time ago from T.I. Spacco. I have no idea if you're even still watching. You probably aren't, to be fair. Somehow I missed your chat. Yeah, you're not. You're not here anymore. So, I actually don't play a lot of new games. Though is the answer. So, yeah. Also, I'm very dubious about Ark Nova being awesome, but a lot of people certainly think it is. So, I saw it once. I looked at it. I watched other people play it a little. I'm incredibly dubious if I would like it. Uh, but I've increasingly started to accept that what I think is awesome in gaming is not what the current crap of Eurogamers seems to think is awesome about gaming. So it's fine. But heck, over on BGG right now we have Geek Madness going on, and it's Castles of Burgundy versus Spirit Island, and I think that's the finals, and I just think that's awful. I think like oh my god, those are the two like paragons of our hobby that somehow got voted to the top. Like mega barf from me, but oh well. Do I like Terraforming Mars? I don't particularly like Terraforming Mars. Hallertau is good. Yeah, see, I also don't think Hallertau is good. I think Hallertau is not very good, but um, but yeah, you've enjoyed Isle of Cats. You think that's new? So Isle of Cats is newer, and actually, I agree. I kind of like Isle of Cats. Uh, Partly because I like drafting games, and partly because I mildly do like some of these Tetrisy games. So I kind of like Isle of Cats. I have I'm not sure I would play Isle of Cats competitively. Admittedly, I actually don't think I've played Isle of Cats at BGA yet at all. Um, but I do kind of like Isle of Cats. But I don't love Isle of Cats. You've liked Boon Lake. You generally like Fister. Yeah, I haven't tried Boon Lake, so there's that. We're laughing at Zach. Oh, yeah, that's just a while back. That's fine. Yeah, anyhow, I don't know. Again, I actually part of the problem is like I just actually haven't played a lot of new games. Partly because, to be fair, the last like whatever 2-ish years we've been in pandemic world, and so a lot of the ways I try new games is not by buying them; it's by playing them from other people that have bought them, particularly like at conventions and stuff. But you know that really hasn't happened. So, um, with that not happening, like my avenues to try new games is also limited. So, but what have I played lately, or what have I commented on recently? I recently played Hansa Teutonica for the first time. That game was released in 2009, so it's new to me. It's definitely not new, but I thought that was pretty good. Uh, but what have I played that's been remotely Agizia Shifting Sands edition was released in 2019, and I think it's okay. Although I think original Agizia is just better. So there's that. Uh yeah, I think the real answer is I have not played. Like, I haven't played new games in a while. Like, there's just not stuff that's new. Wavelength's pretty new, but that's a party game. But that one was decent. Uh, uh, yeah, I don't. Oh, I played Cascadia, but I don't really recommend Cascadia. It's fine, but meh. I played Calico recently, but I think it's bad. So, Pictures is a new game. I would highly recommend Pictures. I think Pictures is really good, but to be fair, Pictures is not like a heavy strategy game. If you're looking for a heavy Euro strategy game, that's not what Pictures is. But I think Pictures is very good. Uh, but yeah, it's not looking good for new games. Oh, I tried Dune Imperium lately, but I think it's awful also. So, uh, yeah, basically the answer is there's not a lot. There's not like heavy Euro games I would recommend to you that I've played lately that I think are any good. So yeah, I don't know. These are all games that don't feature a lot of player conflict. Yeah, so that's essentially, yeah, exactly. So you're pretty much on it. Like, I'm increasingly very sour about all these modern Euros essentially being these complicated sets of gadgets and rules, and most of the action is like what I'm doing with my stuff. And there's limited interaction. Um, I don't know. I think both Terra Mystic and Agricola have a remarkable level of focus on the central board that everybody's on. Now, you have your own personal player board, but I think they're kind of ancillary to the experience. Agricola admittedly has some complexity in all the cards that get added and these special abilities that kind of come into the game. But I still find Agricola to be a game where you heavily care about kind of what your opponents are doing. What they do really blocks a lot of what you're up to. Like, there's a level of interaction and caring about what others are up to, and there's a level of flow and simplicity and overall game length that still make me come back to Agricola and Terra Mystica. A lot of the other heavy Euros I've tried lately are increasingly heads down affairs where I not only don't know what my opponents are doing, but if I tried to, it would grind the game to a halt. And it also doesn't really matter what my opponents are doing. I don't super need to know in order to just play my game. Um, which is like fine, but I've become sour on it. I've also admittedly, like, I'm just not gonna rate many. I think I'm also just becoming curmudgeon, so there's that problem. I don't really want to learn another 45-minute rules teach all that often, and so it's hard for me to commit to any of these heavier Euros anyhow, because I'm like, why am I going to go through 45 minutes of learning rules, trudge through a 3-hour game for a game I'm pretty unlikely to like actually dive deep on? Maybe I'll find one again soon, but there's just nothing I've found that I love lately. So it's a little bit of a curmudgeon that's just is I like the games I used like that I learned in the past, but I also think there's just another level of complexity and heads downness to a lot of the games I've played lately, but who knows? There's definitely player interaction. I mean, that's look. To be fair, I don't know. Maybe I would actually like Arc Nova. My biggest, the problem with Arc Nova I've had thus far is that again, it looks like there's so many things going on, and it looks like it takes forever. Now, maybe with experienced players it doesn't, and hopefully that's true. Hopefully it gets to a flow. But I can play an Agricola game with experienced players in an hour and a half. That's a good level for me. I actually don't love like 3 hour long games. Now, Agricola with people that aren't particularly experienced certainly can drag on for a while, right? But I don't know. And again, I'm just a curmudgeon, so. But I don't have a lot of games I would recommend at the moment. I have not found a game that I super want to dive deep on in quite a while. That's like a heavier Euro game. Uh, so that's where I'm at. But Ark Nova's closer to the 2 to 3 hour mark. Yeah. Well, that's fine. I look. I'll eventually give Ark Nova a try someday. I suspect, but I also suspect that Ark Nova is just gonna turn out to not particularly be for me. But I could be wrong. But yeah, it's also not a great sign that geek buddies I trust don't rate it very well. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not a great that my geek buddies don't feel great about it, but you think Hallertau's very competitive. People could lock you out, and it sucks. Yeah, so I will grant I think Hallertau at least has interaction. I agree with that. To be fair, I don't loathe Hallertau. I just give Hallertau like a mediocre. I will play Hallertau occasionally. My issue with Hallertau more so is that we just throw a million like bonus cards and shenanigans at each other, making it I don't know. It just feels weirdly clunky is not quite the right word, but it just has such a weird flow to me. And I also don't love games with. I mean, part of the problem with a lot of these games that we're talking about is I also don't love games that have a huge deck of cards that we're constantly drawing throughout the game and trying to make combos and stuff on the fly. I like Agricola's cards all coming up front in a draft and then using them throughout the game. I like that. That's fine. I'm okay with that variance. I don't like the variance of constantly drawing a ton of cards throughout the game, and sometimes it just feels like you hit great synergies, you get great cards, you get great draws. Other games it just feels like you're screwed. And I don't find joy or fun in that. I also find that leads to the heads downy part of the game because everybody's constantly drawing cards, looking and considering things through their hand and what they have to do with their stuff instead of focusing on more of like, yeah, the shared board of what do I want to take, what do my opponents want to take, how do I get in their way and achieve what I want to do amongst what they're trying to do. I don't totally know what they're trying to do because cards, like, meh, throw all of that out, throw all that mechanic out, screw all of that. Not my thing. I like Concordia. I love Concordia. I'll play Concordia Town. If Concordia gets added to BGA, I'll highly recommend Concordia. We can play lots of Concordia. That would be yeah, I'd be all for that. But uh basically that's essentially the summary here. To be fair, I'm really not the guy you should go to asking about heavy Euro games because I actually don't really like a lot of them. I am very much more of a midweight fan. And Agricola and Terra Mystica certainly lean a little closer to the heavier end of stuff, obviously. But they're also kind of closer to the midweight than a lot of these things we're talking about. And I really just kind of prefer some of these games that have slightly simpler rules, slightly more direct interaction, play in like 90 minutes. That's the sweet spot for me. That's where games are like truly great. So let me play some Amun Ray. Let me play Concordia. Let's play El Grande. Like, yeah, that all sounds great. Let's do that. Let's not play with all these cards and gizmos and blah. But that's been your problem with Terraforming Mars. Some people play the card drafting every. Yeah, I mean, look, Terraforming Mars. I like card drafting, so I think you have to draft cards, but drafting cards doesn't fully solve it either. You're constantly grabbing cards, hoping like there's also so many there's powers that let you grab more cards. So Terraforming Mars is a game of grabbing a bunch of cards and trying to find combos on the thing. And Look, I have some friends that adore Terraforming Mars, are very strong gamers. There's clearly more to it than just getting lucky with the cards. But my experience of Terraforming Mars is sitting there like, oh god, I wish I had drawn that card, but I didn't, and now I'm just doing way worse than you. Like, I'm sure I made other strategical errors, but like, I don't know what they are. I don't see them. I just see that I didn't get dumb, crazy combo. Like, bleh. No arc rate for me, very much not. But you're up for an El Grande? Yeah, I would. Yeah, totally. Actually, I would do an async. I would. Yeah, we should get an async BGA up with good El Grande. The problem with El Grande is if people. Yeah, I agree with that. That's basically my issue too. Like, I've played El Grande a little bit on BGA thus far, but some of the games just drive me nuts. Like, I'm just like, what? There are some players that have no clue what they're doing, and they just distort the game so much, right? Because it's like, wait a sec, why did you use that card power? Like, you just helped the leader get even further ahead. Like, that was dumb. Or sometimes, like, I'm having a slightly tough game and all of a sudden they're fighting me in every region, where it's like, we have a runaway leader, like, we can't be fighting each other, we have to be fighting that. But yeah, it's just like, I agree, El Grande requires like everybody to loosely kind of understand the game a bit in order for it to like really excel. So yeah, I agree. I would prefer that, but yeah, it's which that is the advantage of many newer Euros. It doesn't really matter if you have a player flailing about, because they don't really they don't really interact. They don't really affect the game space. I don't know. Um, the danger of having games that are highly interactive does tend to mean that you gotta, like, players can make quite a bit of effect on game state and each other, and so you need everybody to kind of understand what's going on to really enjoy them. So, meh. El Grande is a classic. That's part. To be fair, this is also part of the problem. I would much rather just play games that I know are great than constantly try a bunch of new games. So I often ask myself when I'm learning a new Rosenberg game like Hallertau, why am I not just playing Agricola? And I don't have a good answer to why I'm not just playing Agricola. And when I'm playing any area control game, it's like, why am I not playing El Grande? I don't know. When I'm trying to do certain auctiony games, why am I not just playing Medici and Amon Ray and Modern Arts? Like, I don't know. Um, yeah, I found a bunch of great games. Let's just play those. They're great games. Let's play them. That's what I want to do. Anyhow, I have blabbed on a tremendous, remarkable amount from the end of this game. Not that this game is actually ended, by the way. We're very much in turn-based, waiting for this player to come back, but they'll eventually come back. So I should head off. It's been good talking, good chatting. I will. I'm not sure what I'll next be streaming, but probably get some Agricola in this week, maybe. I don't know. I don't totally know what my week looks like yet, so we'll see. But regardless, it was fun. Thanks all for hanging out. I'm heading off. See y'all later.